Internet, and welcome to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast where we take your wonderful, nasty, awful, brilliant video game ideas from all over the internet and turn them into the next AAA video game titles. I am one of your depressed hosts, Blake Rhea.
And I'm also one of your depressed hosts. Why are we sad? Hold on.
AJ,
wait, why are we sad?
I got sad because I got hit in the feels with this morning. AJ, I had the worst start to my day today. And you know what?
Oh, no. What happened today?
So basically, I woke up and just for some reason, I started thinking of Toradora, the best romance anime ever made. And I'm like, man, I really feel like watching the ending clip where like they confess their love to each other. I got out of bed.
For Toradora?
Yeah, a 20-year-old anime at this point. Like, I mean, it's
some
not
people
20.
may not. Hey, some people might be watching Toradora for the first time right now.
It's a romance series. Everybody knows how it ends. They confess their love to each other. It's not like To Love Ru where it's like, oh, will they, won't they? It's like, no, you know.
Oh,
they will.
Trust me, they are into Love Ru. They are doing a lot of verbs to each other. Wow, that series was a weird one.
To Love Ru is the one where it's like he has a key and then there's like all the girls have locks necklaces.
Nope,
yeah?
super wrong. To Love Ru is the ridiculously horny harem anime of the early aughts. You are thinking of Nisekoi.
Oh, what the fuck is To Love Ru? I know that one. I don't To Love Ru. While I look this up.
Yeah, go ahead and Google that. Yeah, that's To Love Ru, buddy.
I remember this. Yeah, the girl with the pink hair. The girl with the
pink
blue
hair, and the other one with the pink hair, and the other one with the pink hair, and the one with the green hair who sneezes and turns into a boy sometimes.
Oh yeah, that is a thing that happens in To Love.
To Love Ru had a lot going on. That series was a lot. I was sitting around the other day, and I saw some like new figures on sale from Black Cat. And I was like, whoa, there's no way we can be having a Black Cat resurgence at this time and age because, like, I've never read Black Cat. I'm sure that we could have a Black Cat resurgence. I'm afraid of a Black Cat resurgence because that means that we're going to sit there and be like, whoa, I wonder what else the Black Cat creator made. And then we're going to dig up To Love Ru and we're going to be like, oh, fuck.
Circling back, all this to say, it just got me thinking about Toradora, and then I turned on the ending theme, Orange, where all three of the main girls are like doing their triplet singing and harmonies and shit, and it immediately punched me in the feels and just like reminded me of why I felt so hollow after that series was done because it was so good and so perfect. So that's the energy I'm bringing to this podcast today.
Good stuff makes you feel bad?
No, it doesn't make me feel bad. It's just like when you watch something or you experience something that is just so emotionally powerful, you walk away from it. There is that sense of like, well, what now? You know, it's not that it made me like, but like, wow, look at how lovely, how loving these two fictional made-up characters are. Man, I'll never achieve that. It's not like a thing like that. It's more of just like, wow, that was so amazing. And then you just are staring at the paint on your wall being like, wow, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what emotional, is that what it's like to be an addict of some kind, you think? Of like, I've just taking a real good hit of something and then just like, wow, this is, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I have no idea. I cannot imagine the experience that you're explaining right now. Like I felt that when I watched something that was like,
how do you feel? Up. Wait, how do you feel when you watch emotional things? Do you not feel anything?
Whatever emotion they've told me to start feeling. That's their job. Like if I finish the end of Evangelion and I watch the character be like, "Congrats, Shinji, you found out what self-importance is." I'll be like, "Whoa. I feel pretty self-dignified right now. Thanks, Evangelion, for telling me that I should feel this way." But if I finish the end of Toradora and they're like, and this is what love is, and you should be happy that love's in the world, I'm going to leave Toradora and I'll be like, damn, I'm so glad that love is in the world.
Interesting, but that's like...
However, if I watch something like Hatch, and it's like, hey, AJ, bad things are in the world, and sometimes bad things win, I'm going to leave that movie and be like, damn. Bad things.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm never taking a bump of something that's like super happy and then being like, damn. Like, I'm not finishing the end of an episode of Barney and being like, fuck. The world is numb. I don't have the purple dinosaur in real life.
No, it's not like, I'm not saying.
What are you talking about?
I'm
what
not
do you mean you just leave a piece of media and you're just like, I don't care what they were trying to tell me. I'm going to go feel nothing now.
No, wait, what? That's not what I'm saying.
You're leaving every movie as if you had just watched Old Boy? What are you talking about?
No, like there's that period after you watch something so emotionally moving. There's like where you're reflecting on it. You're just thinking like, wow, nothing else. Like that is just the thing that is so in the front of your mind, and that's all you're thinking about. That's all. It's like you're just so moved and like drained in a way because it's just so it's just so emotionally present and powerful. Like that's
But it's happy. The one that you watched was happy.
Yes, it's happy, but I'm just talking. I don't know what I'm saying. You're making me like.
You're saying that you watched the end of Toradora and felt sad afterwards.
No, not sad. I mean, I guess maybe sad because it's just like, man, I'm sad that it's over because it's such a good anime, and it's just like so sweet and so happy. And it's just like so fucking like, man, I wish there was more of that series to experience. That in that way, sure, I'm sad, but like not like, oh man, I'm depressed as a person because of it. I'm confused on what we are talking about now.
You're the one. You came in. You said I'm feeling sad today because I watched Toradora. I'm unpacking you right now. I'm dissecting. You, Blake Rhea. Tell me more about why Toradora made you feel sad.
I don't feel like
and then
diving
you explained
into
it
that.
to me, and I didn't like it. I don't like your answer. I don't like the way your brain operates.
Well, I'm sorry, AJ. Not everybody has like a completely stable mind like you. That's just built for all the tough things in life.
I'm built for all the emotions that any creator might want me to experience. And if those are good feelings sometimes, bring it on, baby. I love a good time. If it's a bad experience, bring that on also. I love a bad time.
I'll go out on a limb and I'll say some of our listeners know what I'm talking about and disagree with what you're talking about. I think they get it. They vibe. They grok with what I'm saying. Even though I don't. I'm just speaking off the hip, speaking, raw and unfiltered. Speaking of raw and unfiltered, AJ, you want to talk about video games?
Yeah, actually. Speaking of raw and unfiltered, I finished Arco.
Oh, really? I thought that game was going to be like super long.
No, it's really short. It's like 20 hours tops. Actually, I don't even think. I think it probably took me like 16.
Ooh. What are your thoughts on it?
Arco was a really good game. Okay, so this is the thing about this game was like I was playing through it and I realized that like I'd made it through most of the video game without ever talking about it on this podcast. And then I was thinking about it in my real life, and I was like, you know what's crazy is I've been going through this game, and I sit down and play a fight or two every chance that I got. But like I wasn't talking about it with other folks either, even though this was the game that I kept on returning to time and time again. Mm-hmm. And I figured out why this game is like that for me. This game doesn't have a hook. This game doesn't do anything weird. This game isn't taking any crazy swings to be like, and all of the characters are personifications of this emotion, and then the game flips the genre entirely, and there's a big mystery that you're never gonna find out. Like, it's not taking any swings. Mm-hmm. It's just a very played straight, in its wheelhouse, action RPG. But everything that it's doing, it is doing phenomenally. So I don't have like a crazy hook to try to get somebody into it to be like, Blake, you got to play this game because it's going to turn your brain to shit and the art style is so scary, like I do with Look Outside. Look Outside gave me something I could point to and be like, this is what makes it weird and unique. You should go check it out. Arco's just good, and just great. Everything it kind of sets up, it knocks out of the park, but it's just doing good, normal stuff. Mm-hmm. This is what a video game should feel like in most scenarios. Just good. Just great, even.
It's just a good experience.
Just a
Interesting.
great ass game. I super recommend it, but I don't have any way that I can really sell it to you other than it's a great ass video game.
I'm kind of. I mean, like the soundtrack was really good. I listened to the soundtrack after you pitched it to me the first time. It's fantastic. But like, I don't know. I saw the gameplay and everything. Nothing really hooked me. I mean, the art style.
Like, I think you would love this game, though. Like,
really,
I think it's going to occupy the same space. I think that a lot of people would love this game. I just don't have a good sell on it because, like, other games, I could be like, you got to check out Tactical Breach Wizards. Did you hear the name? It's Tactical Breach Wizards, and that's sick as hell. Like, that's the angle that I have to sell it.
Is it because it doesn't have an elevator pitch? It's just like, hey, this is a story that you have read, that you have seen before, but it's just told very well.
Maybe that's a little bit it. Like, I don't have a good elevator pitch. Like, the elevator pitch I have for it is me trying to explain the combat system because the combat system is pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have, like, this is going to flip your brain. Because, like, Blueprints, right? I have that, like, log line of, like, it's a roguelike house builder and adventure game.
Yeah.
Arco's just a good-ass game, and I want more people to play it, but I don't really have the vocabulary to be like, this is why you need to play it. You need to play it because I said it's good. Dude, trust.
Real tough bind to be in on a video game show.
It really is.
Speaking of games, on a game that I have a really good pitch for, you did briefly mention it. Look Outside. You and I played it for a little bit. Spoilers. You and I did a first look of it that for the channel that's coming out on Thursday. Where I play like the first day, I think. Like the first.
No, you didn't get through the first day. You probably got to like noonish on the first day. Was the last timestamp I remember happening.
Maybe something like that.
The way that time works in Look Outside. Let's give the setup. Look Outside is a video game where you are in an apartment complex, and you have to wait until whatever's happening outside passes, which will be 15 days from now. Mm-hmm. AJ, what's happening outside? What a good question. I don't know, but everybody else that's looked outside has come back looking like a scary, horrible monster.
And awful, yeah.
The only way that you
spooky.
can get time to progress in Look Outside, bringing you closer to that 15-day mark, is by experiencing new rooms and new spaces in your apartment complex. Mm-hmm. So in order to get to the end of the 15 days, you have to go see what the heck is happening in your apartment.
Mm-hmm. So as you descend down the apartment complex, you will like find that the things are becoming non-Euclidean, like the further you go into the apartment. I don't want to spoil too much of it because AJ is also doing his own Let's Play. He's doing his own playthrough with friends right now. This past couple days, I've been doing like a couple different runs. It is brutal. So like when you
hit the point of the game where like after like probably a good 2 hours in that game, you hit a point that you're just going to start dying every interaction and restarting your save. Because what this game is it's a very brutal exploration game. Mm-hmm. You can leave your apartment and then go into the door right across from you, and you'll get jumped by 2 monsters and die. And then you have to restart in your apartment. Because the saves, in order to save, you must experience enough new stuff and then fight your way back to your apartment complex.
Enough new spookies.
But this means that it's like, oh, cool, I might have survived 3 fights, but this was 3 fights in one room. I have not experienced enough new stuff to save yet, and I've used all of my resources.
See, I'm like in a weird thing though. So yes, the gameplay loop is like you delve a little bit, you come back to your apartment, which is your safe spot. You do all your food preparing, crafting, talk to your neighbor. Potentially, some people will show up to your door that are like salesmen or random encounters or other things. The thing I am doing is like I have a sneaking suspicion with games like this. It is very possible to not experience everything within the allotted time. So what I have been doing is like I am using my runs to min-max like the amount of time possible. So like when it reaches nighttime, it does recommend you go back to your apartment and you sleep. So it's kind of like your hint of like, hey, everything that can be achieved today is or not everything that could be achieved today, but like, hey, you've been out for a while, go back to your apartment. During each run, I figure out like, okay, how long does each of these like little side quests take? And then after I die during that run, I figure out how to do what order to do those in to really min-max my time and get the most done within one day. And that's kind of what I've been doing. But like the aggravating part is each of those runs can be like an hour. And then you die and it's like, fuck, I got to do everything again. And worse is
you lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time when you lose a save, like real world time.
And it's also fucked because like this is one of those games where it requires like a lot of note taking of being like, hey, here's this note addressed to somebody in apartment 11 and you're going to want to bring this item to there. Cool. You write that down in your notebook and then you die and it's like, oh, well, that run where I had that conversation and got that thing, it no longer, I can't do it anymore, so I got to scratch it off of my notepad because it's not relevant anymore.
There was a run that me and my friends got where we found a baby. I don't know if you found a baby yet, but you can find a baby.
Yeah, and did you do the thing with the baby that is very upsetting?
So that's the thing, right? Is like we found the baby and we ran around and we found another room that was like, but what if I took the baby? And we were like, we don't want to do that yet.
So what did you give it instead?
We ended up giving it our own arm.
Yep.
But then we died, and we have not made our way back down onto that floor to get the baby again because getting to that floor is scary because on that floor there's a big scary monster chasing you the whole time.
Yep. The king, if you will. Oh man, what a scary thing.
Me and my friends spent 2 hours on a baby run, and then the baby run failed, and we can't bring ourselves to go back and waste 2 hours on the baby run again because what if we don't find it?
See, that's the thing I'm dealing with of like, okay, cool. I know that the baby's down there, but on the other side of that, I need to do a boss fight in the painters in like the painter area. So figuring out like, okay, what order I should do those things in because that's the amount of gas I have or like time and like resources. So it's like it is super fascinating, very cool, very like if you like a game where it is all about like figuring out the minutia and like I mean, it's a role-playing game. You have to figure out like how to min-max and optimize your character and figuring out like what items are actually worth keeping versus discarding. It's fascinating.
My play group has been taking notes on every weapon that is critical against what enemy type.
Yep. I ended up having
it's a really strong note-taking video game. If y'all are looking for a game where you're going to take notes, check this out.
It's also aesthetically, it's designed a lot like those old like LucasArts games, or like late '90s, early 2000s kind of like weird pixel shaded sort of vibe. Very cool. Very much recommend it. Very spooky. Very good. Also, just like excellently paced. It is really good cosmic horror. And it's also like $10, so like genuinely, I think it's a fantastic game. And when this could be on the lookout. AJ and I are going to be doing a let's play of it in like I think 2 days after this episode goes live.
That's enough real games, Blake. I would like to try my hand at making a video game.
Ooh, what kind of video game do you want to make today?
This video game idea comes from dustinyoureyes.bluesky. I have ascended into my 32-bit era. This game submission is Disney Gaslight Valley. This is a spin on that new Disney Dreamlight Valley game. Are you aware of Disney Dreamlight Valley?
I have not followed a Disney property since Infinity War.
Whoa. So Disney Dreamlight Valley is a little like potion maker game, it looks like, where you're running a little cafe and Disney bad guys are coming in to be like, I need an evil potion for crime.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute. What the fuck? Okay, I'm into that.
It's really cool.
What's this game called? Disney
Dreamlight Valley?
Dreamlight Valley. What the fuck? That's so cute. I'm excited about... I want to make poisons for evil people.
Oh, no, wait. Hold on. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Disney Dreamlight Valley might be the Disney...
this is like
this is Disney Animal Crossing.
This looks like a Stardew Valley-ass game, dude.
Yeah, this is Disney Animal Crossing. My mistake. I don't remember the name of the potion
also
game that I'm
kind of
thinking
cute. Also, it's got Wally there. I like that, and Gaston
Do you
being
like Wally?
Gaston. Yeah,
He's kind of like lame Kingdom Hearts.
just hashtag not Kingdom Hearts.
Whoa, Goofy's here. Never mind, it's cool again. It's just like Kingdom Hearts. Disney Villains Cursed Cafe is the game I was actually thinking of.
I'm into that. Cursed Cafe. Disney Cursed Cafe. Honestly, I'm not surprised because we've seen like a giant rise in like appreciation for Disney villains. There's that one game where you are playing the board game where you're playing exclusively the villains.
Disney's Villainous.
Is it Villainous?
The board game?
I believe you're right. I'm just Villainous.
Of course I'm right. I work at a board game store.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, but I thought you worked at like a card game store. It's different.
Well, I do a lot of the cards there, but I work at a board game store. I work at a game store in general. I have many wares in my little abode. I got board games. I got card games. I got games you ain't even tried.
Okay.
And I got games from the other side.
God, this looks so fucking cute, actually. I'm super into this.
But what if we lied to them? This game looks like perhaps you're a little bit too helpful. What if you were just lying? What if you were not making them little beverages, but were in fact giving them lies?
We were undercover good guys being like, hey, you need to make... We have infiltrated this speakeasy for villainous types that are buying poisons to poison their enemy or spells, bad, evil spells. But we got to figure out the perfect balance between making a convincing enough poison spell, but
here's the problem I'm running into immediately.
Effect. Yeah, what's up?
Blake, what we're doing is lying. We're just creating Disney Lie Valley. Yeah. That's not gaslighting. We need to be very particular here. The commodification of the term gaslighting has ruined it, and I'm so tired of therapy speak just kind of getting spun into like some fun, trendy thing to say. Lying is not gaslighting. Gaslighting is lying and then trying to convince the person that they were wrong in the first place. Gaslighting is when you replace the toothpaste entirely with another brand from Orbit to a different toothpaste company, and then telling whoever you swapped it that they never bought Orbit in the first place. What are you talking about?
Or that's how Orbit has always tasted or whatever bullshit.
Orbit's always tasted like that. Gaslighting is making somebody question their own reality, and it's an incredibly fucked up thing to do.
Isn't that like the whole thing that What's-Her-Face did to Princess... Oh, girl with long hair. I remember having such a crush on her. Girl from Tangled.
Rapunzel,
yeah, Rapunzel. Isn't that like the whole thing that happened to her?
This is much more similar, yes. Blake, what if Disney Gaslight Valley is a game where you play as Rapunzel's evil mom, and you're just doing everything you can to make sure that Rapunzel does not leave?
Oh Jesus, that sounds horrible. That sounds like that sounds so evil.
Like, my goal here with this video game of Disney Gaslight Valley is to reclaim the term gaslighting. I want people to
reclaim.
Reclaim is the right term. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. It's carried a bad rap for too long. You wanna like give it back?
It's not. People aren't treating it nasty enough, and I want people to really feel their gut wrench when they start gaslighting this poor blonde girl.
I have something for you that I think plays into the gaslighting mechanic of this very well. There's another. I want to combine this with another submission from our Reddit. It's from Xander HD. It Takes 3. It's the whole submission. That's it. I love the idea of of marketing a game like It Takes Two or Split Story or we Lost Together or We Travel Together, whatever that adventuring game that you and I played, the friendship one, Forever Friendship or It Takes Two Friendship. I don't remember. I want to market a game and give the whole perception that it can be beat with two people. But when you boot up the game, you can maybe solve like some of the puzzles with two people, but then you just come up to certain ones where it's like, what the fuck? Why can't we solve this it's because you need a third person, and we never mention that you need a third person to solve that puzzle. But here's the gimmick, AJ. You boot the game down, you shut it down, be like, hey, we realize we need a third person for this. You bring that third person over, and it turns out something minor changes to where it could be solved with 2 people. It's something, and so when you boot up the game again, it's like, oh fuck, I guess we didn't really need the third person. So we are gaslighting people into thinking that 3 people are needed for some puzzles, but once you turn the console off, it resets it.
There we go. Yes. Okay, you understand. Yes.
This comes to us from our Discord, from M, with an addition from Gaz. A competitive, class-based shooter in the vein of TF2, but you're all firefighters. And Gaz suggests that it's Pyro's worst nightmare. I think that's just such a great name. I don't know if they were trying to say Spyro, or if there's another character named Pyro, but I read it as Spyro.
Maybe Pyro of X-Men fame?
Or Pyro from the TF2, the character from TF2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First time? You haven't played TF2 yet?
I've never played TF2.
Wait, what the fuck? You've never played TF2?
I'm sure I played it like once or twice because it was on the orange box, and we all had the orange box. But I played Portal instead.
Dude, I crazy. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick aside here. TF2, a sequel to TF2 is coming out, and it's
TF3.
It's completely open source, which it's called Open Fortress, where they are basically Steam released the code to Team Fortress 2 and was like, hey, here's this Kickstarter that's going on. These people, this one independent group wants to fund a sequel to TF2. Valve doesn't want to do a fucking dedicate any time to game development whatsoever because they're doing Deadlock, which is pretty cool. I do like the design of Deadlock. So just a bunch of independent people are making the next Team Fortress game that will be officially available on Steam, but it wasn't developed by Valve. How fucking crazy is that?
That's fascinating. It's a fan project, so cool. Then.
Yes, but it's a fan project that is also the official sequel. It's weird. It's not like it's
What's
as far
this
as I know.
Called?
It's called Open Fortress. They have like a website for it. My boss was showing me about it earlier last week. Is crazy, but. Circling back to the game submission, there was a period in time, and I'm sad that we're not in it anymore. There was a period of time where just a shit ton of media was taking influence from firefighters, which I feel are like there's so much like sci-fi stories out there or fantasy stories of like, what if it was the police, but in this new era, like it's sci-fi police, cyberpunk, or like we are the fantasy cops or whatever. Boring. Done. Who gives a shit? I want to see firefighters in sci-fi settings. I want to see firefighters in fantasy settings. We got it with Fire Force, though it had some problematic, weird elements to it. You're telling me
so cool.
You're telling me that there is a fucking firefighter guy who is obsessed with the idea of Arthurian legend, and he will do all of his firefighting abilities based off of like night fighting? That
also, they don't do a lot of firefighting. They mostly just do fighting.
Yeah, but like the concept is still like it is a fantasy version of a firefighter. Like there are fire themed things. Then you also had what's the guy, the firefighter guy and his twink boyfriend.
The captain.
No. No, I mean no, not from Fire Force. A completely separate IP. The one that was made by Studio Trigger, and it was like.
Promare.
Yeah, Lucio and the other guy. Is it
Gallo,
Lucio?
Gallo, and Leo.
Leo, that's right, Leo.
Because their name is Galileo.
What if firefighters operated fucking mechs? It's just such an untapped market of beauty.
Firefighting mechs is untapped. Tell me more about how this is Team Fortress.
Every single one of our characters is a firefighter of some kind or uses fire to some degree. So
I like being a firefighter.
we are I want to take the problem. This is going to be a separate industry. Are you familiar with how ambulances operate in Dubai?
Hey, Blake.
Yeah.
2 questions. What about me makes you think that I would know how ambulances work in Dubai?
Okay.
Second question. Do you know how ambulances work in Dubai?
Okay, so there is a thing. Yes, I might be misremembering. It might not be Dubai, but I believe it is one of those areas. The way ambulances work in I need to confirm in the city. They are contract based. So you only get paid if you are the one to arrive first to the scene and pick somebody up and take them to the hospital. So it has created a very aggressive like competition between ambulance companies.
Oh,
so
that sucks.
It's like let me confirm this. But I want to take
late stage capitalism bites.
Ambulance contractor competition country. Okay, hold on. Ambulances. Oh God, I feel like is it I could have remember I could have sworn it was Dubai. Ambulance Dubai problem. Ambulance record response time. Okay, okay, it might not be Dubai, so don't quote me on that. But I remember reading some article where this is happening. I want to take this is the world that our firefighters live in. Firefighters, imagine late stage capitalism firefighters where they're like the first one to respond is the one that gets paid. It's not about the honorable, like, hey, we're putting out fires to save, like,
it's not honorable to be a first responder. It is profitable to be a first responder.
100%. I want to do, and we like go heavy into like the Severance style like imagery where it's just like everybody's like corpo fake happy, and that's just kind of the appeal, like the visual styling of the game. Like it's 1970s, 1960s style, like corporate America feeling. But you are a for hire firefighter. And the gameplay is there are people that can do damage, can fight, can do whatever to the other team. There are fires going on in the map. So we are competing to who's putting out the fire on this car over here. Like maybe it's like a full small town. Like or like each map is a different town.
I think that it's less of like you're all firefighters and more like you can create a team. And on your team, you might want a firefighter, you might want a paramedic, and you might want like a driver. Mm-hmm. Your goal is to score as many points and get as much money for your paramedic first responder squad. It isn't that like all of the firefighters are teamed together. It is that you are teamed together as one group of first responders on a group contract.
And
so sometimes somebody gotten an ouchie and you got to like drive over there faster than the other team so that you can grab that person and take them to the hospital. Sometimes there's an armed robbery and you have to get there before the other team so that you can set up a barricade and then set up like somebody to go in and talk to the person.
Okay, so
it is like there's been a fire. You and your team of firefighter, paramedic, and police officer need to get there, and you'll get points for setting up a barricade. You'll get points for putting out the fire, and you'll get points for securing the human and taking them to the hospital. You want to do all 3 of those objectives before your opponents do.
So for-profit first responders. So, but it needs to be really quick. But it needs to have that same like level of franticness that like a TF2 match does, or like any sort of like online multiplayer shooter or something. It's like things need to be like instantaneous. So is this? Oh man, dude, we're doing teams of 3s. That's the future.
We're doing
video
teams of 3s. Right? Yep, it's a real video game. It's a team of 3. You have
actually. What if? Oh, no. Wait. What? Hold on. How about this? What if it is a team of 6 and each class has 2 people? So like, there's two paramedics, there's 2 firefighters, and there's 2 like police officer types. And
I think I want to call them traffic control because I think that gives us a little bit more like interaction with the opponent team. That way, because like they're not necessarily like doing police officer stuff. You're not going to be arresting anything. It's strictly like competitive player versus environment.
I feel like it needs to be like
it's like a traffic cop and like somebody who can like set up pylons and like stop the opponent team from like walking in.
No. How about this? I want to lean away from I'll be real. I don't want to have a police officer in the video game. Just not interested.
Highway patrol. No. Like it should be somebody that can control like the traffic of vehicles and the traffic of like
I was thinking
there's a house fire. We have players that are able to set up and be like, cool. We're here first. I've set up a barricade so that the opponents can't come from this side of the street. They have to come from the other side.
How about this? How about I don't want any sort of like highway patrol, police officers, whatever. Those are their own entity that are like robots that can fucking fuck with your plans in the middle of it. So it's like, oh man, a high-speed pursuit's going on. The AI police officers put up a barricade that prevents your first responder from getting to where they need to go in time. I think the gimmick of this game and the cool game that should not be made element of it is that our playable characters are like objectively not problematic people, you know what I mean? Where it's like,
so
hey,
who would you propose as the
forest
third
ranger
class?
Forest ranger.
Elaborate.
Yeah, dude, are you not familiar with like Forest Ranger Instagram? It fucking rules. People like there's all these stories of like, man, an owl flew onto the road and it got its wing broke. They need to have a forest ranger go out there or animal control go out there, pick up that owl and take it home. Well, what if it's a race against the clock? What if I need to go what if I'm going to pick up that owl before the opponent's forestry ranger goes?
How does a player interact with the other players?
I think
because if it's competitive, and my goal is to have me and my squad of 6 get to a location, put out the fire, and secure the fire victim. I forget the term for someone who needs help before the opponent. How am I able to run an interference to ensure that my team is getting the edge?
I think that's why we break it up into each class has 2 people. There's the offensive and then the defensive player. So the offensive paramedic is armed with like, some sort of like needle gun, some sort of like
they get a gun?
It's like syringe. Yeah, dude, it's just a stylized like we're dealing with like this is late stage capitalism where it's like people are like fucking like, all right, guess what? I'm gonna go to I might be a paramedic, but I'm gonna like shoot. I'm gonna have a gun on me because I don't want no other paramedics coming up and stealing my thing. Like we're dealing with like a fucked up world here. We're not dealing with like this could happen tomorrow. Like no, this is like the world. Picture this. It's the world of Brink. Like that's how fucked up things are. Where it's just like, oh,
shout out to the Brink reference.
Yeah, dude, I think about Brink all the time. That game was so formative for me. I really wish that game did better. But
I love this.
Okay. Is there any other game that you want to touch on?
You know what? You seem to be on a roll today, and my first one was a stinker. So how about you give me another one?
Okay, this one also comes to us from Reddit. I want to make the perfect... I'll be real with you before I give you this game submission. I have been on such a... Like, my popcorn content recently is... watching dudes fail and give creepy text messages that they're trying to hit on people with. There's just something so man, you're really getting insight to me this episode.
You're just like, watching videos about dudes being bad at flirting?
Yeah, it's just there's something about it. And like there's something like I don't know. Maybe it's the opposite coin of like why I get sad after watching Toradora. Maybe there's something about me that this is saying.
Yeah, hold on. So you like it and feel good when people don't find love, but you feel sad and hollow when people do find love?
Yeah, let's not pick that apart at all.
Okay. This is just another fun fact about you. Nothing to dig into here.
No, just like I've been watching a lot of Moist Critical's like analysis of just like, hey, here's this weird fucking dude I found on the internet, and it's just
is that what he does for a living? I'm gonna keep it so real. I don't know what Moist Critical does,
dude.
Like,
he just talks about
he
whatever.
occupies this spot in my brain where like there's just a level of famous person, and like I know it's crazy for me, a guy with a podcast, to say this. But like, there's just this level of like very successful famous person that I think just exists as functionally a radio show host. Like,
100%.
I thought that for the longest time, I thought that Moist Critical was a YouTube, like a Let's Player. But then, like, he kept on getting referenced on, like, Philip DeFranco in the same breath as, like, people like Asmongold. And I was like, okay, so he's not a news guy because he's being talked about in the same spaces as Asmongold. And Asmongold's, like, just a loser for a living. So I don't know what... It's critical just that he's a winner for a living? Like, is that what's going on?
He'll just talk about anything. Like, he'll do Let's Plays. Like, he has a really good Elden Ring Let's Play.
So he does do Let's Plays.
He does, and then he'll also like wake up the next day and tell you a story about this weird guy that would break into McDonald's buildings through the roof.
So he's a storyteller YouTuber for a living.
Dude, he does everything. He fucking does everything. But that leads me back to that's why occasionally he'll just be like,
Hassan Piker also exists in this space for me, but I'm like, oh well, Hassan Piker like does news stuff for a living, right? Like he's like live streaming himself watching like
it's like H Bomber Guy, but like microcosm. Where H Bomber Guy, like, he has a crazy amount of variety of shit he covers. He's covered everything from flat Earth theory to vaccines to talking about why Bloodborne is like an amazing game.
Okay.
To also like weird H.P. Lovecraft like indie movies. Picture that, but like you're getting an episode of that pretty much every day, and it's like just improv.
That's a lot of yapping.
It's like he's actually very eloquent. I will say he's very intelligent and very eloquent, and pretty. He's like 30, so like he grew up with all the same shit that you and I did. So like I feel like a lot of his references and things are like, oh yeah, I get that. That's nice. That's fun.
That's an insane amount of talking to do. I feel like I could never do that because if you were to put me on a camera that much, I'm sure at some point I would say some dumb shit.
I'm sure he has. You know, I'm sure he has. But let's, if we lost the thread,
I just don't know what he does for a living. And again, big bits. I'm talking pretty high and mighty for a guy with a podcast. I find that fascinating because that's just so much yapping.
Yeah. I mean, but
for an hour a day.
What do you think live streamers do? They're live streaming for 8 hours. Well, comparatively, he's not talking all that much. Like live streamers have to stream for like 8 hours a day.
8?
Yeah. Did you not know that? Like most live streamers, like their schedules are like 6 to 8 hours every day, or the algorithm fucks them like horribly. They just get like, they'll just have insane drop. Dude, the drop-offs for Twitch streamers is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like if you miss one day of streaming, people will just drop you. Craziness.
So I never got into watching live streams. I think that was just
here.
like a phase of the internet that completely whiffed from me. Mm-hmm. So I have a hard time understanding the concept of people that are famous for doing it.
People just yapping. Like again, weird that you're saying AJ, that as a podcaster.
Yeah, I know we're yapping, but like we're like for an hour. You know what I mean? Like if people can give me an hour,
it's more structured, I guess. You know, like we're here to talk about something very specific. All right, I want to give you a quick little lightning round game that just complete this thought. This comes to us from Crocobster, a dating game, except you control everything except the main character's RTS style. I want to make the game for the Nice Guys subreddit. I want to make the game that they all wish existed.
Sorry, dating game where you control everything except for the main character?
Yeah. So you're like just like ultimate fantasy, ultimate like I want my wild text messages. You have to figure out like I'm trying to lean into a cool game that should not be made. The
hold on. This is something. Okay. Like this is a matchmaker game. So I've been
100%.
You took my recommendation and read Twilight or Marriage Toxin, right?
What? Oh,
you
no,
took
I
my
haven't.
recommendation and started reading Marriage Toxin?
No, but it's bookmarked. I really want to dive into it. I love the art from it though.
That's fine because you watched Toradora. You watched the first half of Toradora. Here's the game pitch.
Will Marriage Toxin make me feel empty on the inside? Is that what you're saying? Why I'll watch somebody else fall in love and be like, man, I wish that were me.
He do be falling in love a little bit a lot of the time.
It sounds like he's falling in love with like multiple people all the time.
He's trying to figure out what love is. That's what makes Marriage Toxin so good. Well, I'll talk about Marriage Toxin next week. But here's the thing, though. You've watched Toradora, and I think American Pie did this as well in the first movie. Here's the setup. You are character A. Your goal is to get character B married. You do not control character B. You can set character B up for success by like locking the date appointment, telling him what to wear, making sure that he's like brushed his teeth this morning. But you don't control the messages that he sends. You just see the messages afterwards.
Oh, fuck. And you're
I'm
just
proposing
having to pick
boyfriend Tamagotchi. Your goal is to get this person married.
Yeah, and
but
you're picking up the pieces of their shitty personality. Like they are just sending dick pics out the wazoo.
They are You've set up like three incredible dates with this person. Like, you did it all well. Excellent job, Tony. You took them out to Waterworld. You got to see photos with the orca. The next date, you took her out to an aquarium. You're honestly doing excellent. Slam dunk after slam dunk. Now, what I need you to do is not send a dick pic tonight. Cool. I will see you tomorrow. But what's this?
And then you wake up the next morning and
Tony
everything
was going out and like doing something fun with his own boys that night. And so he comes up to you and he's like, "Hey, I was bored as hell last night." And you're like, "Yeah, so?" And he's like, "I may have gotten a little bit randy." And you're like, "No, you didn't, Tony. What did you do?" And he's like, "I sent this incredible dick pic." And you're like, "Tony, no."
But no. He's like, "No, dude, don't worry. I made sure it was like in front of my fish tank, keeping it nautical themed, you know? Like just keep it. We did the aquarium. we did I'm learning, I swear."
I love this because like it also creates this like war room style where like you would get little scenes where you remember in Catherine when you would like text girls and you had like the like 4 options of what you could say every line. I want to gamify that so you get a similar scene, but it's Tony and the player character like big screening a text message war room style, being like, "No, you don't want to say this. Swap to the other text message."
Here's the gimmick though. Because like this could very easily be like you just always give them the right option, and their life is fine. You need to figure out the balance of like getting them to trust you. So it's like even though we are their matchmaker, depending on like the actions we've taken or like in what ways we've compromised and what ways we haven't compromised, they might not take our advice and just do whatever the fuck they want to do anyways. So it is a balance of like when we suggest like a date, hey, his date might really like it, but like he doesn't. So he's like in a bad mood and he's like, "No, you gave me a shitty date idea. I think I should send this pic right now. I think that's what will fix this." So it's like
if you're doing bad on your matchmaking side, he's going to start trusting you less.
Yes, so he will not invest. So it gives like that Fallout dialogue option percentage of like, hey, this has like a 60% like chance of succeeding, or it just might get locked off altogether because you forgot to tell him to do like, wow, you didn't buy this guy flowers when you wanted to go out on the date with him. That locks you out of a dialogue option the following day because you didn't get flowers for that guy. Something like
so very obviously you are this main character's cousin, right? Because we're taking like this guy is like the main character of some other like romance girl dating game, right? But like every time the like hook there's like you moved to a small town that your cousin lived in, and then your cousin like introduces you to all the homies. So you are the cousin. Your cousin has just moved into town, and you're like, I guess I'm gonna try to get this guy like to date one of my homies.
You're the cousin of Leisure Suit Larry, trying to figure out how to unfuck this guy's life. Leisure Suit Larry is just problematic, homophobic, transphobic, just a real piece of shit guy. And you're just like, I need to figure out how to pick up the pieces of my cousin's life. This guy's just a womanizer piece of shit. This guy's a more than a mess. He's coasted through not coasted.
So are you even trying to get this guy a job? Like, is it more than just like romance?
Oh, you're like,
because my thought was like, your job is hilarious. Just to get them married. But the idea that like your goal is to not even just get them married. Your goal is to make sure that they can hold down a job.
It's like playing Sims, but your Sims character's a fucking loser.
You don't control the Sim at all. They're a loser. Yeah.
But you control the environment in which the sim is like inhabiting, and like you can like set things up for them to try and get their life together. Like, oh dude, I did some job searching for you. Here you go. And like, how does this game end? Is like
it depends on who you marry Leisure Suit Larry off to. That's it. That's the goal. This is the goal. Leisure Suit Larry has moved into your house because you are his cousin and you needed somebody to rent this room. He shows up and he's an absolute loser. And your first thought is like, I'm never going to get Larry out of my life unless I can pawn Larry off to somebody else.
Oh.
Because you're cousins, so you're also a little bit of a dirtbag. And you're like, cool, my new game plan then is to get Larry put together enough that I can marry Larry off to one of my homies.
Oh,
and Larry will never be my problem again.
My guest room anymore.
I will get my garage back once Larry shacks up with someone else.
I want to pitch you on something. Maybe the main character, the player character, the cousin, is one of those boys from that menstrual cycle game we talked about a couple weeks ago. Like, they are the perfect boyfriend. They are the perfect man, super attentive, super kind, super whatever, transforms into a dragon on Sundays.
Everybody loves them.
Everybody loves him. That guy's shitty cousin. That guy's piece of shit cousin is the character we need to fix their life for. So we are perfect. Like, and maybe like
the player character's a perfect being.
Yeah, he's a pure blood dragon man that knows when their partner's on their menstrual cycle. You know,
so attentive, so kind, so handsome.
So attentive, so kind. You and I still need to play that, by the way. I don't think either of us touched that game.
Dang it, I love this idea of this game so much.
All right, what are we calling it? That's clearly our nug.
I don't know. You got a punchy name for me?
I want to do something like Nice Guy. Nice Guy Rehab. Something like like those
Nice
those
Guy
old, like,
Rehab is really good.
Yeah, like those, just like it sounds like a reality TV show, of the ultimate makeover, like one of those things. It's like we are this guy, and maybe that's our
honestly with the name Nice Guy Rehab, there's a part of me that like actually I want to flip it one more time. This isn't your cousin. You are literally running a rehab center for losers. And
for nice guys.
Very regularly you will be given a new type of loser. And you'll be like, well, this loser's like this guy is a loser and like he doesn't clean up after himself, but here's the thing
each guy has like its own problem.
Cooks like a monster. Like he's the best chef I've ever seen. And I do know somebody in this town who like is an aspiring chef who wants to have like a power couple dynamic. And you're like, excellent. I need to rehab this chef loser to the point
so this
that
is kind of like
can get married to. You have a roster of
there's like 5 nice guys that you need to.
You are the super hot, super sexy dragon man, and as such, you have a bunch of cool, hot friends. All of your cool, hot friends want to be married, and you want to do cool dragon stuff, so you don't want to get married to them. But you run a rehab center for local losers that you can shape up to be the perfect partners for all of your friends. Your goal is then to get your group of losers all ready to marry your friends.
Oh, dude, I love that. And then like that, I love that because like each loser, each nice guy will have like their own set of problems that you need to create unique solutions for. So it's not just one guy that you're nursing. It's like 5 dudes that just all have weird eccentricities, but you also need to solve the puzzle of like, okay, what of which of these five
who are
guys
they supposed
is
to get
for
married
each.
to? Yeah, you have to clean them up enough that you can see who they actually are once they've cleaned up their act a little bit. And then you get to the second half of the game, which is you being like, okay, they're all cleaned up a little bit. Now I need to start like locking down their narrative arcs and send them on their way.
I love just for my own S's and G's, I do want all of the hotties, like the hot stable people that our main character hangs out with, or our playable character hangs out with. They can't just turn into dragons. They are just like
they're all super cool, super hot dragon people.
Yeah, but they're just dating the fucking most basic like dude.
They're gonna date normal basic dudes because their cool rehab friend set them up, and they're like, I wasn't really feeling normal Doug at first, but then like. Normal Doug took me to mini golf and then big golf, and like it was so cool for me to do like golf as like human size and then dragon size. Normal Doug has a real sporty side to him that's very golf centric, and I'm really into it.
Ryan,
you're right,
like,
player character. Normal Doug is the love of my life.
I thought I was gonna end up with like another dragon that saves the worlds on the over the weekends, and lives a hot, sexy life. But no, I like this guy who works at the comic book shop. It's simple, it's nice. He's very, he's funny, he's charming. He tells me about like, the fights that people get into on the counter over Pokemon cards and stuff. Like it's a happy life. I'm happy. It's so goofy. That feels like a cool
part
game
dating sim, part Sims game. Your goal is to clean up these Sims characters and get them ready to date your
rehabilitate
cool
them. Rehabilitate them. Nice Guy Rehab. All
nice
right.
Guy Rehab. That's a game.
Let's go to patch notes.
Let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Patch Notes. Hey, have you noticed that every social media app is a little bit worse this week? And it got worse than last week somehow. And it was a little bit worse, or not worse, the week before. And next week, I'm getting a bad feeling. It's going to be even a little bit tiny worser.
Trajectory says weather's not looking too good on Twitter, Reddit, everywhere.
But there is an app that we've been dabbling with a lot more lately that feels really good. And I super recommend checking out Blue Sky. We have a Spiritual Successor Blue Sky account. And Blake and I both have personal accounts on Blue Sky. And you can see our tweets when we tweet things. That's pretty cool for a social media app to give you.
Wait, are they called tweets? I don't even know what.
You're right. They're called skeets. My apologies.
Steets? Is that really what they're called?
That's what they're called. Yeah, I was like, are you guys sure you want to call it skeeting? And like, that means something already. And John Blue Sky, he's like, look, man, I knew what I was getting into when I started my new website called Blue Sky, and I'm known for being John Twitter. They're called skeets now. I know. So we're just gonna try to hope that we're able to like change what that word means.
We're learning as we go.
Because that one song about being at the window and the walls till sweat dripped on my balls. He's live skeeting. That's what he's doing. He's on his phone in the club. We promise.
So if you want to support the show, give us some game submissions, check us out on Blue Sky, or shoot us an email, or join our Patreon Discord.
Skeet for us. Please don't sue. As always, the intro and outro is Cheap Shop by Anamanaguchi, an excellent song from an excellent band for an excellent game. I've been one of your hosts, AJ Hart.
And I've been your other host, Blake Rhea.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games
that should not be